darling, how are you all? Hi friends, welcome back to another video. And as you can tell by the title, this video is my July's TBR, and I'm just so excited, y'all. Today is July 6th and I'm already knee deep into my very first book, which I'm going to introduce y'all. Before I get started, I do want to let you all know that if you haven't watched the last vlog, I am temporarily going down to one video a week, and all of those videos will be posted on Sunday. So this upcoming Wednesday, you will not have a vlog coming out, but don't fret, don't worry. Due to me going down to one video a week until further notice, my vlogs will be longer, much longer. I'm hoping that I can get them between 40 minutes to an hour because I'm not cutting my week short by making sure I can get the video up on Wednesday. I am going to just continue to vlog throughout the week, so hopefully that will lengthen out the time of the vlog. So versus 20 minutes to 30 minutes, I'm going to try to shoot for 45 minutes to an hour. I just kind of want to see how that goes, y'all. I have a lot going on in my life, quite a bit of changes that you all will find out soon, and I just needed to slow down my momentum for a little bit. For 6 months straight, I've been pushing out 2 videos a week, and as you all know, I have a lot going on over here. I'm a mama of 2 busy little beautiful baby girls, wife, work, all that. I don't have to go into the spiel because you all see it in my videos. So hopefully that will be okay with y'all. I just kind of want to see how this goes. I want to see how y'all like it. Let me know in the comments below if you are excited about the longer vlogs. I will be splitting the videos on Sundays between vlogs and sit down videos, at videos as of this one here, like TBRs and challenges, all the fun things like that. This isn't forever, this isn't permanent, this is just temporary. So I wanted to go ahead and get that disclaimer out there, so just in case y'all don't watch to the end, y'all are still abreast of what's going on. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the first book for the month of July. And that book here is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Y'all, I am knee deep into this book. I'm actually reading it on my Kindle. Y'all know how I roll, and I am on page 154. I'm 30% into the book so far, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. So let me see how many pages that is. So I'm really about, okay, yes, I'm about right here, and I have about this much left to go. So far so good. Let me go ahead and let y'all know what this book is about. So this says, the elites have possessed powers for decades, gifted to them by the plague, while those born ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of Alea and shunned from society. No one knows this better than Peyton Gray, an ordinary posing as a psychic to blend in with the elites. But when she unwittingly saves one of Alea's princesses, Kai Azar, she's thrown into the purging trials, a brutal competition showcasing the elite's powers. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for will if he discovers what Peyton's is. Completely ordinary. I won't go into what I'm thinking about the book right now. Y'all will see in the vlog that's going to come out next Sunday. But just know I'm knee deep into this book. I'm very excited about what's going on in the book, but we ain't going to get in too deep with that. So that is the first book that we are reading for the month of July. The next book, you all know I'm super excited about. None of these books are necessarily in order. It just depends on my mood, but I'm so excited about this one. This one is Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez. Y'all know I read Part of Your World. Y'all know I read Yours Truly. I rated Part of Your World 5. I rated both of them 5 stars, but I did love Yours Truly, I think, just a bit more. I love those books so much, and I heard nothing but spectacular things about this book. It has a sticker on here by Barnes & Noble, exclusive edition. I may or may not take this sticker off. I'm not about to try it right now, but let me tell y'all what this is about. This says, when it comes to love, Emma is cursed. Every guy she dates finds his true love after they break up, but it turns out she's not the only one afflicted with this condition. His name is Justin, and his Reddit thread about being love's good luck charm has gone viral. Now the two have come up with an ingenious plan. If they date each other, their curses will cancel out and they'll go on to find their soulmate. Only Justin wasn't supposed to be so unbelievably cute and hilarious. And when Emma's toxic mother shows up and Justin has to assume guardianship of his 3 siblings, They're suddenly navigating a lot more than they expected, including catching real feelings. Has fate finally brought the perfect pair together, or will their cure be way more hazardous than the curse itself? Y'all, if y'all have not read an Abby Jimenez book, what are you waiting for? Especially if you're a romance reader, if you love romance, get into her writing. Her banter is so freaking hilarious. I love her writing style. I love her storyline. I love the plot development. I love the character development. I just love it so much. And though Abby Jimenez like these third act breakups sometimes, and though she like to keep us on the edge of our seat, that is still my girl. I love her down, and I read 2 of her books so far, which I just named, and they have not let me down. So I'm excited to complete the series. This may be the last book in the series as of right now, but I'm excited. So that is the second book that I plan to read for the month of July. The next book we have here, which I was supposed to read in the month of June, is The Silent Patient by Alex. Y'all know I don't know. Alex M. I don't know how to say his last name. I was supposed to read this for the month of June, but as you all know, June was like my worst month of the year so far. It wasn't a bad month because I still read 6 books, but I just did not get to all the books like I usually do. June was just a busy month for me, and July might too. I'm not too sure. But this is the book I'm going to make sure I read it for the month of July. It's The Silent Patient. And this says, Alicia's Bariston's life is seemingly perfect until one night when her husband Gabriel returns home late from work, and Alicia shoots him 5 times in the face and never speaks another word. Alicia's refusal to talk or give any kind of explanation turns a domestic tragedy into a mystery that captures the public imagination. And she, the silent patient, is hidden away from the tabloids at the Grove, a secure psychiatric unit in North London. Criminal psychotherapist Theo Faber is captivated by Alicia's story and jumps at the opportunity to work with her. His determination to get her to talk and unravel the mystery of why she shot her husband will take him down a path more unexpected and more terrifying than he ever imagined. I am a bit nervous to read this book, only because I really did hear that it starts off very slow in the beginning. And I ain't got time for that, friends. But I heard that this book is really good, so I'm going to see it through. I'm going to go into the book with the expectation that it might be a little bit slower. I might even have to tandem read this book with something else so it doesn't like completely just throw off for my month of July. Reading this one book, just in case it takes me days than it usually does, it could really throw off my reading schedule for the month. So let's see how this book goes. If it's too slow for me, we're going to tend to read that with another book just so we can make sure we stay on track. But yeah, so this is one of the books that I'm definitely going to read for the month of July. Another book that I was supposed to read for the month of July that I'm going to make sure I make it my priority to read. I was supposed to read for the month of June. I'm going to make sure it's my priority to read for the month of July is Razor Blade Tears by S.A. Cosby. Y'all, I was supposed to read this book a while ago, actually. I just have not got a chance to get to it. And y'all know thrillers are probably going to be the last thing I gravitate towards too, because I love romance and I love fantasy. So I'm always going to make those books my priority, but I'm going to make sure that I sprinkle these thrillers in so I can give y'all my reviews, especially for my thriller girlies out there. This one says, Ike Randolph has been out of jail for 15 years with not so much as a speeding ticket in all that time, but a black man with cops at the door knows to be afraid. The last thing he expects to hear is that his son Isaiah has been murdered along with Isaiah's white husband Derek. Ike have never fully accepted Isaiah but is devastated by his loss. Derek's father, Buddy Lee, had a similar relationship with his son, but he can't rest until he knows who killed them. Ike and Buddy Lee, two ex-cons with little in common other than a criminal past and a love for their dead sons, band together in their desperate desire for revenge. In their quest to do better for their sons and the death they did in life, these hardened men will confront their own prejudices about their sons and each other as they rain down vengeance upon those who hurt their boys. Typically, this is the type of book that I gravitate to. This is the type of book that I read, but I heard nothing but great things about this book and by this author. So this will be one of the books that I read for the month of July. This was the 4th book. The next book that we have here, which I grabbed from Barnes & Noble a couple bookstores back, is Brooklyn by Tracy Brown. I heard so many good things about this book. No, I actually haven't heard anything about this book. Y'all almost got in line. I never heard nobody read this book yet. However, I came across this at Barnes & Noble. They had a section in Barnes & Noble that was like popular books by black authors or black voices or something like that. And when I was looking at all the categories, I searched this one up on Goodreads and saw great reviews about this. So I'm excited to read this, and I just want to go through Tracy Brown's entire catalog just to honor her legacy, especially if I love this book. So this one is about Brooklyn Melody James has finally gotten the punishment she deserves after leaving a web of lies, heartache, and betrayal behind her. As her life slips away, Brooklyn remembers the events that shaped her into the cold, calculating creature she became. Brooklyn learned the art of hustling from her parents. He used the church to get money, idolizing her father and despising her mother. Brooklyn is determined to be the type of woman who makes her own rules. When her back's up against the wall, she sacrifices her family, takes the burnt offering that remains, and runs away. In New York City, young Brooklyn charms her way into an inner circle of hustlers, catching the eye of Hassan, one of the major players in the game. Breathlessly in love, he brings Brooklyn into his operation, where she earns his trust and his associates. With the keys to the kingdom in her hand and unfettered ambition burning her soul, Brooklyn takes everything, leaving promises of bitter retribution behind her. From DC to Maryland, Brooklyn burns bridges and breaks hearts. What she doesn't realize is that someone is prepared to end her reign of terror. As she faces her killer and her fate, Brooklyn's stunned that justice comes from the least likely place. So to me, this sounds like it's going to be somebody that's close to her that is going to betray her. That's what that last line is giving me. This is giving me like probably like hood princess, queen of the drug game. Like, I'm not sure if that's how this book is going to go at all, but that's kind of what it's giving me, and I'm excited. This book really isn't even that thick, y'all. This book is like 280-ish, 290, 310 pages. Which is not bad at all. That is like my sweet spot with reading books. So I'm excited to read this. So that is the 5th book for the month of July that I want to make sure I read. 6th book. I am so excited to read this one. I don't know why I kept putting this off, but I'm excited to read it. And that is The Davenports by Crystal Marquise. I am so excited to read this. Y'all know I love Bridgerton. I love Regal, Regency. I love that type of like era. I love that vibe. And because I love Bridgerton so much, like this is giving Bridgerton, but for black people, my people, I'm here for it. So this one says, the Davenports are one of the few black families of immense wealth and status in a changing United States, owing to William Davenport, a formerly enslaved man who founded the Davenport Carriage Company years ago. Now it's 1910, and the Davenports live surrounded by servants, crystal chandeliers, and endless parties, finding their way and finding love, even when they're not supposed to. There is Olivia, the beautiful elder Davenport daughter, ready to do her duty by getting married, until she meets the charismatic civil rights leader Washington D. White, and sparks fly. The younger daughter, Helen, is more interested in fixing cars than falling in love, unless it's with her sister's suitor. Amy Rose, the childhood friend turned maid to the Davenport sisters, dreams of opening her own business and marrying the one man she could never be with, Olivia and Helen's brother John. But Olivia's best friend Ruby also has her eyes set on John Davenport, though she can't seem to keep his interest, until family pressure has her scheming to win his heart just as someone else wins hers. Oh my God. This sounds like it's going to be messy. We have 4 female main characters, and I feel like that's what that is because they highlighted those women's names. We have the female characters' brothers. We have some love interests here. We have some like forbidden romance maybe. Seemed like a whole lot of, and I'm excited to get into this. So without further ado, y'all, we got one more book that I have on my July TBR that I want to make sure I get through, and then if we have some extras, then we will squeeze in some extras. That book is King of Wrath by Anna Huang. Y'all know I read the Twisted series and I really enjoyed that. I heard this series by her is really, really good as well. And to be quite honest with y'all, I have no clue what this book is about. So let's see. It says, ruthless, meticulous, arrogant, billionaire CEO Dante Russo thrives on control both personally and professionally. He never planned to marry until the threat of blackmail forces him into an engagement with a woman he barely knows. Vivian Lau, jury heiress and daughter of his newest enemy, the wife he never wanted and the weakness he never saw coming. It doesn't matter how beautiful or charming she is. Dante will do everything in his power to destroy the blackmail and their betrothal. There's only one problem. Now that he has her, he can't bring himself to let her go. Elegant, ambitious, well-mannered, Vivian is the perfect daughter and her family's ticket into the highest echelons of society. Marrying a blue-blooded Russo means opening doors that would otherwise remain closed to her new money parents. While the rude, elusive Dante isn't her idea of a dream partner, she agrees to their arranged marriage out of duty. Craving his touch was never part of the plan. Neither was the worst possible outcome, falling in love with her future husband. This sounds like it's going to be so good. I love me a forced marriage type of trope. I love like that one bed trope. I love arranged marriages where they fall in love. An example of like arranged marriage, close proximity, forced proximity is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. That's one of my favorite books, y'all, and this is almost giving me those type of vibes, so I hope I'm not disappointed. So friends, let's go ahead and gather all these books so we can do a quick recap. Here is my lovely, beautiful, colorful July TBR. Powerless, Just for the Summer, The Silent Patient, Razor Blade Tears, Brooklyn, The Davenports, and King of Wrath. I feel as though I have a good feeling for July. I feel like July is going to be a good month for us. But anyways, y'all, this is all for this video. Please don't forget, there will be no video on Wednesday. It's on purpose, okay? Y'all will see me again next Sunday for probably the longest vlog. Hopefully, prayerfully, I'm gonna make sure I do my due diligence. And hopefully y'all will like that. But in the meantime, until next time, I will see y'all in the next video. Bye, friends.